English author Lorna Page was 93 years old when she debuted as a published author. So, are you too old? Absolutely not. You are never too old to start anything. Age might in fact be an advantage. Your life experiences may actually make you a better writer in many topics. With modern tools, it is easier to write a book than it has ever been. And you can self-publish in 90 days. In this season, I'm focusing on helping women in their midlife era to publish a children's book in 90 days. Is that you? I'm inviting you to join my Bedtime to Bookshelf system to help you to achieve that. Join through these episodes show notes. Midlife reinvention is now a big thing. Many in this era are looking for something meaningful. So why are so many women starting over after 40? Does the desire to create, to contribute, to do something meaningful with the next chapter have anything to do with this? Let's find out. Welcome to the Minute Mastery Podcast, a conversational productivity and time management podcast where busy authors and entrepreneurs are inspired to create time for what truly matters. I'm your host, Ngozi Edema. I'm a time management coach, writer, and entrepreneur. Here, you are encouraged to turn your minutes into milestones and to create at least 1 hour a day working on your goals without feeling overwhelmed. When a child goes to school for the very first time, we often talk about how we feel. Mama's daycare was born from that quiet moment when Mama is suddenly left alone and her little helper is gone. In this story, we meet Nene, a bright, imaginative little girl who is excited to start kindergarten. But then she begins to worry. What will her mama do all day without her? So Nene does what children do best. She imagines a solution. She creates a daycare just for Mama, right across the street from her school, filled with fun, comforting activities to keep Mama happy until they are together again. This book is an invitation for parents and children to talk about separation, about worries, about change, and about how love doesn't disappear when routines change. Mama's Daycare helps spark imagination, build empathy, open gentle conversations about big transitions. It's a story for children starting school and for the mamas learning to let go. Just a little. I hope this book becomes a comforting read for your family during this season of change. Mama's Daycare is available in the Kindle store and on paperback cover. Throughout our lives, we restart many things. We start school, we start new jobs, new relationships. Sometimes we start new chapters after loss, change, or discovery. Restarting is not a bad thing. It is not failure. It is part of being human. So why do people restart? Sometimes it's because life changes around them. Children grow up, careers shift, or circumstances forces them to a new direction. Or it may be something is changing inside them. They begin to ask the deeper questions about purpose, meaning, and how they want to spend the next chapter of their lives. Also, people restart because they realize something powerful. It is better to begin again than to stay stuck in something that no longer works. Restarting is not going backwards. It's in fact moving you forward if you combine it with wisdom and with clarity. We live in a fast-paced world. In your 20s and 30s, everything and everyone seems to be constantly moving. And you just feel that you have to move with them. Life moves so quickly that you often find yourself just keeping up with the rhythm, doing what everyone else is doing without even pausing to think about it, to question why am I even doing this? It is within this time frame that many women are also raising children, in careers, supporting families, managing responsibilities. So there's hardly any quiet space to ask the deeper questions. But sometime around age 40 or 50, things begin to change. Children grow older, responsibilities shift, and suddenly there is room to ask a powerful question. What do I want now? That moment of reflection often becomes the beginning of reinvention. Based on your experience that you've gathered over time, you discover that experience brings confidence. All this why, as you were building a life, a career, caring for other people, and taking on more responsibilities, you fail sometimes. You learn from those moments, but you kept going. Over the years, each experience adds something new to your understanding. And by midlife, you have built a powerful set of skills that has helped shape everything you've lived through. One beautiful thing about the midlife era is that you've seen it all. You've solved problems, overcome challenges, you've learned resilience. That gives you the confidence that a younger version of you did not have. You begin to realize that you have something valuable to offer to the next generation. And that confidence encourages you to start something new, to help a younger version of you try to figure things out. That leads us to the next reason why people restart in midlife. The fear of what if becomes stronger than the fear of starting. Earlier in life, fear stops us from moving forward. We think, what if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? But something interesting happens in midlife. You start asking a different question. What if I never try? They say that hindsight is 2020. What if I never try? When we look back, we often realize that the what ifs held us back from taking action. At the same time, we see people who may have had fewer qualifications but had greater confidence step forward and succeed in the things we once dreamt of but did not take any action. And that is when many women decide, I'm not going to let that happen to me again. The possibility of regret begins to outweigh the fear of failure. And that realization pushes many women to finally begin to do something about projects that they have kept on their someday folder. A few days ago, my husband and I were talking about how quickly the last 20 years have gone by. It almost feels like we blinked and suddenly 2 decades passed. We both agreed that the next 20 years will probably move even faster. And that is something many people in midlife begin to feel. The awareness that time is moving quickly. It makes you pause and ask questions. If there's something I've always wanted to do, maybe now is the time to start. Maybe I should consider learning how to crochet. Maybe I should consider writing a book. Maybe I should consider volunteering. Just anything that you have wished you had done earlier on, but did not have the time to do. Many women reach a point where they start thinking about impact and legacy, not just success, but meaning. They ask questions like, what do I want to create? What do I want to leave behind? How do I want to use my experience? You are never too late. You are never too late to start. People are living longer than the generations before us. I see 70-year-olds making impact in a way that feels almost impossible in the past. Perhaps the most powerful realization in this season is that age 40 or 50 is not the end of opportunity. In fact, many incredible things begin to happen in midlife. You can publish a book, you can launch businesses, and suddenly you will discover that the idea of starting over is exciting and not frightening. Starting over at 40 is not a sign that something went wrong. It's a sign that something inside you is beginning to grow. Midlife is not closing chapter of your story. So for many women, it's a moment when they finally begin the chapter that truly belongs to them. A chapter where they are not helping other people, but working on their own projects. The good news is you have more tools today than you've ever had before. And here is why. In my 20s, I was mentored by some truly amazing midlife women. They were intelligent, capable, full of big dreams, but the world at that time offered very few opportunities for them to pursue those dreams. Again and again, they faced rejection. They were told they couldn't do certain things, that those paths weren't available for them. Over time, after hearing no a million times, many of them began to quit and begin to believe what the others say. They became discouraged and eventually stopped trying to move forward. But the world today is very different. Today, we have tools that empower us in ways that simply didn't exist before. With a computer, an internet connection, and determination, you can create opportunities that once seemed impossible. Take book publishing, for example. 20 years ago, who would have believed that a person could assemble their own team of editors, designers, illustrators, write a book and publish it without a traditional publishing house or a brick and mortar company supporting them. Yet today, that is possible. And that change has opened the door for many people, especially women in their midlife era, to finally pursue the dreams they once had to set aside. If you are a woman in your midlife era who has been thinking about starting something new, maybe writing a book, launching a project, or simply rediscovering your creativity, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comment section, what dream are you thinking about starting now? And if you enjoy these conversations about creativity, productivity, and meaningful work, please subscribe to this channel for more. Let me guess. You are a woman over 40 and you want to write your first children's book? Am I a mind reader? Absolutely not. But I am obsessed with helping women like you launch their first children's book in 90 days. Yes, you heard me right. In 90 days. No tech experience? No worries. Feeling too old? We'll talk about that. Worried your story isn't good enough? We'll talk about this one too. Inside my membership, you get personalized coaching for 90 days, plus support inside a private community of women just like you. We do this in 4 easy steps. First, you become the project manager of your own book. Second, you learn how to manage your creative team, your editors, your illustrators, and your designers. Third, I walk you through self-publishing click by click without overwhelm. And finally, we talk about marketing and book launching, so your book doesn't stay hidden forever. This is risk-free, supportive, and designed to help you turn your story into a legacy. So if becoming a published author of your own children's book has been on your heart for years, please don't ignore this again. Click on the link below this video because your book is waiting for you. Let's get to work. Thanks for tuning in to the Minute Mastery Podcast. If you have found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who could use more time in their day, and remember to subscribe. Check out the links in this episode's show notes and leave us a review. Until next time, you are in control of your time and you've got this.